Hi, good morning. Just checking if the camera's facing the right direction. So welcome to Saturday morning Tai Chi, and I was thinking that today, because Tai Chi for me is all about awareness and presence and getting to know ourselves from the inside out. So I'd like to focus, as we're doing the practice today, welcome to people signing in, lovely to see. As we're doing the practice today, let's focus on, I'll give you things to focus on that'll just make us more conscious of what we're feeling. And that's really, to me, being able to be consciously aware of what I'm feeling in the body at any particular time is really interesting and empowering. So let's start with the feet parallel, shoulder width apart. And how we stand and how we hold ourselves affects our state of awareness and also our mood. So if you notice that, say, while you're standing with your feet parallel and shoulder width apart, if you just let yourself slump, let the neck hang down, you'll feel the sense of a little bit of dejection. And then if you just straighten up and get a feeling of your head being lifted up, our spirit rises. So we have more conscious control over how we're feeling than we generally acknowledge. So when we stand in Tai Chi, we let that energy come up through the body and we feel that connection up through the top of the head to the heavens. We're tuning ourselves in to that greater sense of awareness. And it lifts our spirit, so we feel a bit lighter and brighter. So just by looking up and looking out, we're lifting the spirit. So you'll notice, again, look down and in. Now, sometimes there's no harm in that because your introspection, you're doing a little bit of introspection, but sometimes it's just a feeling of, what the hell? And then as we lift up, we can shift into curiosity and interest rather than, this feeling of dejection. Anyway, we'll play with those awarenesses as we practice today. So we're going to just start in a simple tension posture with the heels together, and then step forward and left and sink into the left foot, and we're just going to rock forward and rock back in a nice light, keeping the eyes nice and soft gaze. And now just notice what happens when you just look down. Something just drops. So that's why we just keep the head up. Your eyes can be looking into the distance, but we want the head up, because having our head nice and balanced and upright, very beneficial for the mood. And smile. So today is about lifting our mood. So let us smile. And the great thing is you don't have to feel like smiling. When you smile, all the cells get the message that we're feeling good, whether we are or not. And that really helps the cells and helps us. And just enjoy this rocking forward and back, light and happy, lifting our spirits. Okay, and then we're going to swap the feet. So we'll step forward and right with the right foot, or if you were doing the other foot first, doesn't matter as long as you swap. And then we're going to sink into this as well, just feeling that shift of the weight, letting your head be up, smiling. And if you can, I'm talking, it's harder for me to do this, but touch your tongue just behind the teeth up on top to just make that internal energy circuit that's also so beneficial. Smiling, happy to be here. Happiness too is a choice, really. You can choose to be happy, to just smile and let go and look up. Okay, so let's bring the feet parallel. And I love quoting Amy Cuddy, this Harvard professor who did studies and showed that when we open our body out like this, just for 2 minutes, we release positive hormones, and they can be measured in our saliva, that you have an increase in positive hormones. So we're going to enhance our good feelings now by opening the body up. And just amplify this by smiling as well. Just open your body. Reach up and bring all that positive energy down into your body, and then release. And then sink down and fill up again with positive energy. And release. So that positive energy is actually inside already, but it's sometimes nice to imagine we're drawing it in and bringing it down, and smiling and happy to be here. So smile at me, because it helps me and it helps you. And I'll smile at you because it helps me and it helps you. We help each other to just open. So now let's do this really soft. So really feel like a wave of softness opening up and a wave of softness floating down. Just soft. No effort. So 3 this way. So now I want you to do it hard if you're trying to make it happen. And feel how aggressive that can feel in your body, like you're trying to force yourself to be happy. You're trying to force yourself open. So then let that go and just soften. Feel how softly, how kindly you can open yourself. How kindly you can let go and draw in fresh energy. Kindness is our way. Softness. And we'll do 2 more here. Soft. So let's stop here now. So now we've been working the legs, so just notice on that note of softness, feel your feet on the ground. And in Tai Chi, one of the things that people often find tricky is this feeling of melting down into the ground. So now just pay attention to your feet and feel like you're going to push yourself down into the ground. And notice as you push down on the legs, the ground feels more firm. But it's like it's pushing up against you. As you push down, the ground feels to me like it's pushing back up on me. So now let's do this in a soft way. Just imagine now that you're melting, that your feet are dissolving down into the ground. So you're light on the ground. And at the same time, your roots can melt down and down and down and down into the centre of the earth. So now change your way of doing this and push. And feel like, to me, it feels like when I push, that the ground pushes back up. When I melt, it opens to me. It's like it allows me in to connect and connect and connect. And when I push, it pushes back. And this is the philosophy of Tai Chi. So in Tai Chi we want to melt into things. So we don't want to push and force. We want to melt and dissolve. And this is true with our relationships as well. When we try to push people to do something, you'll notice a pushback. When we allow them to be and be and be, they often come our way. So that's part of the philosophy. So it's interesting to, you can play with this anytime. Just feel when you push down what happens, and when you melt down what happens. And it's the same for all these exercises. So we want to melt into the exercises rather than pushing. So now let's step forward and left with the left foot, and we're going to do stepping like a cat with this feeling of softness and melting down into the back foot, melting down into the front foot. I notice as you get the feeling of melting, your whole body relaxes. You melt down into the left foot, and we melt down back into the back foot. And now this time push down. make a push and feel how that feels quite. When you push down, notice the feeling the whole way. As I'm pushing down, it feels to me like all this side of my body has got tense. And when I push down here, it's tense. So now when you step back, melt. And notice how your whole body will soften and melt here. So we want to melt and melt. It's like we're dissolving down and down and down into the ground, and we're dissolving down and down and down into the ground. Letting go into the earth. We tend to feel lighter. We're just being curious, investigating. Isn't this just so interesting? I never ever not awestruck by the difference it makes when I push, the difference feeling in my body when I push to when I melt. And you know, there's some days we just feel pushy. So let's swap the feet and we'll do the same. Investigate this side. So we're going to melt into the right foot. Melt into it here. So we're letting that foot melt down into the earth. Melt down into the earth. Soft. Just being curious, how does this affect the body? Our mind. So now this time just push, have a feeling of pushing down that right leg. And notice the push back up. You even see it in me when I push, notice how my body just pushes back. And when you go back here, you push, there's a little push back from the earth. So just feel that, the push down. Feel now, hold the push down, keep pushing down. And feel that all the way up your body. And then change it into a melt. And notice what happens. So we're going to do the same here now. You're going to push down into the earth and then let it melt. You know, so you can feel that what happens in the body when we push. So the melting could be considered yielding as well. It's just going, letting go into the earth. Letting go into the earth. Nice to investigate that for yourself during the day. And as best we can, let's just keep melting, dissolving, going with the flow. Okay, so just thought that would be an interesting one for people to investigate yourselves, to get to know what happens inside when we just allow ourselves to melt. So let's do this one now. We're going to melt. This is called Reeling Silk, and it's just a continuous, we're going to do it today just as a continuous flow. And here we're just melting down the right leg into the ground, under the ground, and then just letting yourself melt down still as the hand comes up. Just a soft flow of energy, no effort today. Just allowing our energy to flow, our mind to relax, our body to soften. We'll do a few more on this side. My family are singing upstairs. These are the joys of having people at home. You just have to let go sometimes. I'm melting into this, letting go of my resistance right now. So we're going to have the left hand at the heart and we'll just go with the flow. feel this feeling of melting down into the left foot, under the ground, and keep that right leg melting down as the hand comes up. So it's lovely and soft and easy and relaxed. Notice how nice that feels on the body now. The body loves when we just give it this peace and ease and relaxation. So let's step forward and left with the left, and we're just going to do some breathing in together and breathing out. So let's just melt into the back foot as we're going back, and then bring it under the ground and melt down into that front foot. So breathing in as we go back, soft, opening again, and breathing out as we melt into the front foot. So here we're drawing in or gathering. Here we're releasing. So let's draw in peace. And we're just going to release it out all around us. And we're softening. Softening is so important at the moment because, you know, this life is different and we can't figure it out for now. So let's just soften into whatever we're experiencing right now. Let's just soften and dissolve into it, allowing ourselves to be, our family to be, our world to be. We're just going to let go of trying to figure anything out for now, and just allow ourselves to just be in this movement and be in the movement and be. So let's swap the feet, opening the body again, bringing down that sense of peace and calm. And we step forward with the right, and we're going to melt down into the right foot and start with the weight in the right foot, and then melt into the back foot as we breathe in, melt into the front foot as we breathe out. Time to just soften and relax. Relax in this flow of energy into the front foot, flow of energy into the back. Breathing in, filling the lungs and the belly, and breathing out and letting go. So filling the heart this time, and then letting go. Feel that sense of softness, melting, smiling. Allowing yourself to smile no matter what way you're feeling this morning. Just smile. We'll do two more. Just filling with that energy. And then releasing. Okay. So now that we're lovely and soft, let's do a few mini forms, really soft, opening and melting, all the time melting down into the ground, letting the arms melt up and melt down. So we'll do, let's stand with the feet shoulder width and just, now when we start, just feel now that sense of melting down into the ground as the hands come to the sides. And then stay with that feeling of the feet melting as the arms float up. And everything just melts back down. Now we transfer into the left foot, back into the right, softly into the right foot. Step with the left and melt into your left as the right hand comes on and the foot comes round. Softly turn to the right, sinking, melting down into the right foot. Turn left, right, and then softly the hand floats down as the weight just melts down the right leg. Step with your left, melt down into the left, turn left, back into the right as we turn right, keeping the whole body now relaxed. Like the arms are just flowing, melting round. Sink back. Pick up the right and step to the corner. Softly sink into your right foot. Step with the left. Softly sink into the left. Slowly feeling your body staying nice and relaxed as you turn to the right. And back to the centre. And then we're going to turn on the heel of the left. Melt into that left. Step out to the right and then softly, softly, softly. The hands float down. And then we can straighten back up, just keeping everything soft and relaxed. So let's do one more. I'll turn the other way for this one. So we have the feet parallel again, and we're just going to softly. Now keep it as slow as you can imagine, and feel your whole body relax as the arms float up and down. Now even when the legs are working, we're turning to the left, bringing the weight into the right, stepping to the left and just softly floating into that left foot. The right hand sinks down. We softly turn to the right. Slow it down as much as you can, keeping your whole body relaxed as the right hand comes up. Turn back to the right and then softly sink this right hand down the front. Step with the left, and as the left foot melts into the ground, the right hand comes forward to push. Turn left, sink into the right as we turn right, stay in the right as we play guitar. Softly opening the body, brush past the left knee and sink forward. Sit back, turning on the heel. I'm just adjusting here, sinking in the left, sinking in the right, into the left again. Turn left, turn right, and sink forward. And I'm just going to turn back to the front to face the camera and step out. Draw the hands back in and then just softly, 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 softly melt back down. Now feel your feet on the ground again and just notice how they feel. Notice how your whole body is feeling after this soft, relaxed, curious, investigative practice. So it's lovely to pay attention. So during the day now, just look for yourself to notice, are you pushing into the ground? Or are you just melting down and dissolving into the ground? So it's a lovely practice to get into the habit of noticing that we can be more at ease. And the legs work every bit as hard, so you're going to get every bit as fit by taking it easy and relaxing into it, letting the feet melt down into the ground, as if you're trying to push. Every time we try to push, the ground pushes up. When you melt, it yields, it opens to us. So let's sit for a minute now and just allow ourselves to relax. Relax even more. And just let your body speak to you. Notice the places where you feel relaxed, where the body feels at ease. and just allow that to be. And now also notice places in your body where you're holding. Maybe you're a little bit tight somewhere or tense. Just imagine yourself melting into that part of the body. Instead of fighting it and trying to fix it, just for now give it permission to be. Notice when we're fighting with something in the body, it's just a mirror for the things we fight with in our lives. So notice if there's some aspect of your life that you're fighting with. And just for now, just let it be. Just while we're sitting here. Let go of the fight. And just allow everything to be just for these few minutes. Allow yourself to be. Even allow the fight to be. I'm not saying stop the fight, I'm just saying notice the places where we're fighting with life. And just let that be. Allow everything to just be. Melt into this moment. We rarely give ourselves permission to just be okay with the moment that's here. So just for now, notice if you can just be okay with this moment. Allow yourself to be present with it, with all its textures and colours. I'll just stay quiet for a minute and just sit in this quiet as best you can, allowing yourself to just be with yourself, with the quiet or the noise in the head. Just be with whatever is happening in the mind and in the body. Okay, so just bring your attention back to the body, to the feeling of the feet on the ground, support of the chair under you. And just take a moment to just notice how you found it to sit quietly with yourself. Some days it's difficult, some days it's easy. They're both equally good. The hard days are often the ones where we get most benefit because the mind is scrambling, and we're just taking the time to notice that. The days when it's particularly quiet might feel nicer. It's just a different experience. So I hope you have a fabulous day, that you take all this nice softness into your day. Just allow yourself to be soft. So a soft little hug on the back from all of us. Blessings and joy and peace, and have a wonderful day. So I look forward to sharing this again tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a day for energy. So I'm kind of theming the days at the moment. So we have groundwork and relaxation, waist turns. So Sunday this week is going to be energy day. So look forward to sharing that tomorrow, and have a fabulous Saturday. And take care, and talk to you soon. All the best. Bye. And thanks for those likes. A great like and share if you feel you could. It would be wonderful. Bye for now. Happy Saturday.